Welcome to CI in 5, a place to get energized by your favorite continuous improvement practitioners as they take on the challenge of sharing what continuous improvement means to them in 5 minutes or less and in 5 words or less. Think of it kind of like a kata geek going on a speed date. I know, right? This is gonna be good. Let's do this.
Elizabeth Weary, thank you for being on CI in 5 today.
Thanks for having me, Sam.
Hey, if y'all aren't connected with Elizabeth, why not? She is a continuous improvement expert. She works to help businesses, NGOs, and nonprofits improve their processes and do more with less with her business, Sort Agile. And we'll talk more about that later. But today, it's all about CI in 5. So Elizabeth, tell us, what's your CI in 5?
Smarter teams, better and faster workflows. Sometimes I like to replace smarter with happier people. Because when you look at how, when teams start working and improving their processes, they're often working in unison, so there's more harmony, there's less friction, and getting to work together in an aligned process really helps the teams to deliver their work faster. Seeing how teams get together and at the end of the day they're more productive, they're more energized, and they feel like they're more motivated than when we started working with them. One of my recent clients, when we started training, so often we do an initial training to introduce them to what is processes, how do you engage as a team, and what are some of the challenges you're facing. What's often common is everyone keeps on saying there's an issue with teamwork. And almost all companies will be like, yes, teamwork is an issue. But when we started to drill down and got everyone to review the process, in this case, we're looking at a payable process and accounting system. And it became very clear early on to see where the problem was. So there's some staff who were not doing their work on time. There was a lot of errors. There was one staff who actually was taught by management to be doing very great, but while indeed they were not doing really, really well. So when all this was mapped out, it became very clear where the problem was, because everyone tends to be very polite. We also encourage people not to blame each other. So if you're looking at teamwork, to say there's no teamwork seems like a safe word, but when you drill it down, you're able to expose, inefficiencies, but also bottlenecks with personalities. So that was really and has been really been helpful. Roles were switched. People have KPIs now, so that's really helpful.
I'm wondering, for someone like myself who's just really new to continuous improvement, just a couple of years in, or others like me, what kind of advice would you give to us to help us as we start along our journey in continuous improvement?
I would say for starters is you've got to start somewhere. If you're absolutely new, is grab a book. I've read a few books that have really meant and helped me to think through what Lean is and what continuous improvement in general is. And if you're working in the service sector, so there's lots of books in manufacturing, but if you're working in the service sector, Karen Grant's book has been absolutely great on service excellence. So first get books that you can read and adapt to what you're working on. You can also either volunteer or provide your services at a relatively fair rate to get people interested in learning. And always start somewhere small. It doesn't have to be big.
For others who've been practicing, maybe 15, 20 years or more in their practice, or just kind of stuck as a continuous improvement practitioner, what kind of advice would you give to spark up their practice again?
With continuous improvement, you have to be a lifelong learner. So also just being humble and knowing, and I think that's what makes continuous improvement great, is often we are not the experts in the room. We are facilitators. So I think if you've had lots and lots of experience, you'd probably know this by now, but if you don't, is figure out groups where you can add value, but also they can add you value. For instance, if you're a woman or identify as a woman, I believe the Women in Lean program is really, really great because there we've got, oh my gosh, we've got really amazing women who've done great work, but every day you see they're learning. So I think it's always a learning journey. You're never there, but small steps.
I can see you've got a lot of energy and joy around your continuous improvement practice, but what brings you the most joy as you practice continuous improvement and lean?
I've been able to get into different projects that I would have never even thought about. So I've worked with cryogenics, I've worked with an accounting firm. These are not industries I would typically work on if I had, like a single job. The other thing that's always very, very cool is when I get in, as I mentioned earlier, is I'm a facilitator. I give them a framework to do what they do better. But in return, I really get loads and loads and loads and loads of information of new things. It's really, really useful for me because I feel like I'm helping them, but they're also helping me learn something really, really cool.
I love that spirit of in the continuous improvement community of being someone who's giving and also receiving, who's learning and also providing wisdom. So, hey, if you all aren't connected with Elizabeth, why not get in touch with her on LinkedIn and also check out her website, Soar Agile. Lots of great stories and information there. Elizabeth, thank you for being with us here on CI in 5 today.
All right, thanks, Sam, for having me. It's been great.
Thanks for joining us for CI in 5, the place to get your shot of inspiration and wisdom to move you forward on your continuous improvement journey. And for more inspiration, join the Live on Purpose LinkedIn group. We are a diverse community that supports each other to find and live out our purpose every day. We would love to add your voice to our family. Join now by clicking the link in today's post. Until next time, when we invite another one of your favorite lean thinkers to share their CI in 5, stay calm and Kaizen.